Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to turn this into this. In other words, I'm going to be showing you guys how to take a pattern and cutting it appropriate to your size so that it is nice and ready for you guys to cut onto your fabric. For those of you who are new to sewing or new to just using manufactured patterns, I'm going to show you guys how I learned to cut these patterns out. So hopefully you guys could apply it to your own practice. I'm sure there is a right and wrong way to do this. I'm going to show you guys how I do it. If you're excited for this video, go ahead and give it a big ol' thumbs up and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss another video. Alright guys, let's go.
Alright guys, so we have our brand new pattern here. We're going to be using McCall's M7626, and I'm actually going to be using version C here because I have been dying to make some overalls, and this is the closest pattern that I could find. So we're going to be making out version C. This is the brand new pattern straight from the store. This is as pretty as it's ever going to look. It is all downhill from here. Just kidding. It's all dependent on how you take care of your patterns, but I can tell you that I can never get it to look this pretty again. The only supply you're going to need right now is a pair of scissors. This is very different from your sewing shears. These are just plain old scissors that are meant for cutting paper. Do not use your fabric shears to cut paper, please. It'll ruin your blade. Make sure you have a separate pair that is specifically made for cutting paper. Next thing you're going to need to know before you start cutting is what size you are. We are cutting dress or form C, and we're going to be making a size either a 14 or a 16 here. So if you remembered in my previous sew along video, I taught you guys how to read the back of this pattern, but we're going to be making form C here, and this told you how much fabric to make. So we're going to cut either a size 14 or 16 after we take our measurements.
Okay, now that we have everything together, yes, it is a new day. I have a new rig out on. Yesterday was actually my birthday, so in the middle of recording I had to stop, go and do birthday festivities, but we're back now, we're changed, and it is hot in here, so I've got one of my old college tank tops on. But we're gonna go ahead back into our pattern, so we're just gonna go ahead and open this up. After taking our measurements, I have decided that I'm gonna go ahead and cut a size. I fit a size 14, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut a size 16 because I can always make it smaller. I can't make it bigger. So you open this up and you have your pattern in here. You have your instructions and then you have your pattern pieces. I'm gonna put the pattern pieces aside for now and we're gonna go to the instructions. I like to put all of the instructions together in one little fold just to help my brain. Okay, so usually the beginning of your instructions is going to start with this guy right here. It'll have the picture of your pattern and all the different forms, and it'll also have your number on top. This is the beginning pattern. So we're gonna go ahead, that is page 1. So I'm gonna lay that on top. I'm gonna put these over on the table and I'm gonna show you the next step.
Okay, so we have our instructions out. You can see up here, this is page 1 of 5. So this is what I was telling you about, where they have all the different patterns that you have front and back. We're going to be doing we're going to be doing model C. So what I usually like to do is have a pen just to circle, and we're going to come right down here below it, and this is a picture of all of your pieces. It's going to tell you what pieces you need for the versions up here. So we're making version C, so we're going to go over here, and I usually just like to mark which ones I need. So we're gonna need obviously bodice 1, bodice front, bodice back. We do not need shoulder strap A and D, but we do need C. We need the loops for C. Waistband is number 6. I believe that is on all. We don't need A, B, A, B, A, B, B. So we're gonna go all the way down here to number 12, pants front. We got pockets, side front, pants back, back pocket. So going back over here, that is going to be pieces 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So those are the pieces that we are going to cut out. Now is the fun part, the one that you've all been waiting for. We're gonna come over to our pattern pieces and start cutting.
All right, so I've just threw my instructions to the side right now. I just folded them up, and I just have that piece that I need that tells me what numbers I need. But I have that thrown to the side, and we're going to the patterns. Look how pretty it is. So folded, so thin. It easily goes back into the envelope. It'll never look this way again. Not in my sewing room. R.I.P. But here we go. We're just gonna kind of unfold this and start looking for our pieces. This is where it starts to look like a foreign language if you've never done this before. You're gonna have so many pieces in the way, and you're not gonna know where to start. So I'm gonna just start taking this apart. I'm gonna move this to the side. And we're gonna work with one piece of tissue at a time. All right, so this is our first piece of tissue. I still have it folded in half, but I can tell you it has pieces 11, 13, it's got pieces 11, 13, 1, 16, and 14. We need a bunch of those, so we're gonna go ahead and start cutting. So I'm gonna change angles real quick so you can see. Give me 2 seconds here.
Okay, so we're a little bit closer now. We're gonna start with piece 1, and I'm gonna kind of show you where we're gonna start working our brain here. So let's zoom in. So you can see on piece 1, there are tons of different markings. There's these dotted lines, solid lines, triangles, circles. You don't know where to start. So first thing is remember your size. We are a size 16, so we're gonna be over here. Your solid lines, you're gonna cut out on every single pattern. Your dotted lines are where you're going to alter based on your size. So over here you have size 20 pointing to our solid line. That is the end of this piece. We're going to go down to 16 right here on this dotted line, and we would cut here. We're going to ignore these triangles for now. I'll tell you about those later, probably in another video. This when you take these pieces and transfer them to fabric. So we're going to grab our scissors, and I'm going to show you, we're going to cut along the line all the way around for size 16. So we get a little bit tricky right here at the bottom because all of these lines are so close together. These are called darts. This is like called a notch. There is a mark for a notch here. You have all of your sizes. We're gonna go to size 16, and I'm just gonna kind of figure out what line that is, and that's the line I am going to follow here. And just remember when you're cutting these out, if you're not comfortable being right on the line, kind of like I am, whoops, don't do that. But you can always cut a little bit of extra in there because you can always make it smaller, you can't make it bigger. All right, there is piece number 1. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit because I did not cut this side over here just because I wanted to get it unattached from the rest of that tissue. So I'm gonna cut that real quick. Okay, so we have piece 1 all cut to our size. We're gonna put this aside. I like to keep it flat, but you can fold it back up if you would like. We're gonna put this to the side and cut out all the other pieces that we need for dress form C, following the same process. Okay, so some pieces are going to be like this. This is piece 16. It's gonna be the back pocket on the back of our overalls. So notice how there's no dotted lines here. This is a kind of a one size fits all piece of pattern. You can see down here, it says size and it literally lists all of the size. So this is a one size fit all piece pattern. We cut all the way around the square. This here, you do not wanna cut yet. You're gonna need that when you're sewing later. You'll need these dots for making your hem and your fold in your pocket later. just the more experienced you get cutting out patterns, you would be able to distinguish between these two solid lines. Basically any solid line that has either darts, notches, or dots on it, you don't want to cut through unless it is the end. For example, when we cut piece number 1, the notches are on the end. That's okay, but if it was a dot, you would want to be careful. You see how our dots here, we went around them.
Okay, so I have cut all the pieces I need out of this piece of tissue. Now I have to put it back in the bag, or back in the envelope. So it's up to you kind of how pretty you make this. You can follow the folds that were there and refold it as pretty as you can. I usually try to, but it never goes quite well. So we're gonna fold this back up because this is piece 11. I don't need piece 11, and we're gonna put this back in the envelope. I usually actually like to cut off just the excess parchment that there's literally no pattern on. Just get rid of it. It's gonna save space when I'm trying to put this back in the envelope. You can like go ahead and cut these pieces out if you want to. Be like, oh, I might make dress A in the future. I'm gonna cut it out. I don't, so I'm not going to. Okay, there we go. That's what it looked like when it came out of the package, right? So notice how thick this is now from when we took it out of the envelope, but I'm just gonna stick this back in the envelope because I don't need it anymore. And we're gonna move on to the next piece of tissue that I have sitting over here on my chair.
Okay guys, so we got to piece 15 and I want to show you something. So this is the back of the pants, shorts, overalls, whichever you're going to be making. So we're going to be making the shorts. So notice here, there's a bunch of different lines throughout the middle going down here. So we have our crotch line. It does say this is our form C hem, and it also says cut here for version C. This is where we would cut for our pattern here since we're making version C. However, if you plan on using this pattern again and again in making the different versions, you may not want to cut this here because you may want to do the long pant version. So you can leave this together as one piece, and just remember when you lay this on your fabric, you're going to cut here. So I'm going to leave this as one piece just to remember, because I also don't know if this is going to be too short for me because the crotch is right here and that's really only a 4-inch gap between, and I don't know if I like my shorts that short. So I'm gonna leave this together and probably cut my fabric closer to down here because you'll have the hem, which will make it shorter, and you just want to know how short you want your pants. So I'm gonna leave this together, but it's totally up to you on how you want to cut it, because down here you have this line and it has lengthen or shorten here. So if you want it to be like a crop or capri pants, longer shorts, or anything like that, that is what that line is for. So I'm gonna leave this as one piece. Also down here at the end for version D, it has your hemline right there. So we're gonna leave this as one piece and go ahead and set it aside and move on. I have my waistband piece number 6 back there. Okay, here's another tricky one. So we have piece 4, and there is a line right down the middle. That is our fold line. So you're gonna cut around it. The fold line is for when we actually put the fabric together and you fold your strap. It's not gonna fold very well, but you fold your strap in half. So just so you know, remember, you're not gonna cut that line, you're gonna cut around instead.
Hello. Well, now we've got what I think is all of my pattern pieces finally cut out. So before you put everything away, double check you cut them all out, because it's annoying when you think you have them all, but you missed one teeny tiny little pocket piece. So I'm gonna go through and count off all of my pieces with my little instruction sheet here where I circled them, and just make sure I have them all. If not, they're all in here somewhere. 4, 5, 6, 12 through 16. We've got them all.
So there we go. We have all of our pattern pieces cut out and ready to go.
Okay guys, so that is more or less how you cut out from a store-bought pattern. It is really simple once you get the hang of it and you know what size you're cutting. The hard part is, like I showed you on a few pieces, is just telling the difference between where your pattern piece ends and things like fold lines, dart lines, dot lines, things like that. But once you get the hang of it, it's actually really easy. So now I have all of my pieces set aside, ready to transfer to fabric to start cutting those pieces out. If you are a top-notch, extra A+ student who loves sewing, you would then take these pieces and copy them on transfer paper. That's just to help preserve your pattern pieces, I guess, so you don't ruin them along the way. I don't do that. I just pin them straight onto the fabric, cut my fabric, and move on. But if you want to copy them over on transfer paper, that is up to you. Good for you. When it comes to storing your pattern after this is all done, I have found the best way for me is to take, obviously I folded them up as best as I could and put them back into this envelope. As you can tell, the envelope's like 2 or 3 times the size it originally was. You're never gonna get it as pretty as when you bought it at the store. It's just an unfortunate fact of life. But what I have found, instead of shoving them all here, this is my pattern collection here. So instead of shoving them all in the same file like this, where it's like 4 times as thick, this is one of my scrubbing patterns, I have decided the better way to do this is I've folded up the pieces I don't need, like I showed you before, and the ones that I did use, I folded, put in this bag, and I have sealed. So they're 1, protected from water, 2, I've got all the air out that I physically can, and I can kind of fold this up. And I like to keep them just kind of organized in this basket here. I have things like a bowl that just fell out, but I have like my hat patterns, all of my store-bought patterns are in here. I've got scrubs, dresses, PJs, pants, all of that just kind of in this basket, and I keep that in my sewing room on the shelf behind me by my sewing machine. That's just kind of where it lives. But that's what I do for storage. I thought about putting them in page protectors and then putting it in a binder, which is another option. I just didn't have any page protectors at the time, so I went with plastic bag. Some people use a filing cabinet, some people use a drawer. It's really whatever you want and how organized you want to be. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big old thumbs up and hit the subscribe to help support the channel and just help us grow. Let it grow. We say let it grow. Make sure you keep an eye out for my next video where I'm going to show you guys how to take these pattern pieces and transfer them to fabric using our darts, our dots, our notches, tailor's chalk, all kinds of stuff, following grain lines, things like that. Foreign language of sewing world that is just really confusing, but I'm going to break it down for you in a next video, so keep an eye out for that. But for now, make sure you hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!